We'll take that alternative ID. Bring your gas bill or your light bill or something. Because for whatever reason, this shit polls at 75%. It doesn't make...
Wait, did you catch that? A massive political insider just accidentally admitted on a live stream exactly why they are terrified of voter ID laws. And he did it while lying in bed. You cannot make this up.
I don't think people are aware of it. I think people assume that voter fraud happens. Again, I don't even want to say if you want to say infinitesimal, I don't know if I could think of a word that would be even narrower than that. I would say that. And I don't like when we say, well, look, it's a very minor problem, but you got to admit it barely exists. We are not going to win the war against some kind of ID. It doesn't make any sense.
Seriously, look at the guy in the background on the left just nodding along while this bombshell drops. We have a legendary political operative openly admitting that his entire side of the aisle is fighting a losing war. Why? Because common sense regulations are pulling a massive 75% approval rating across the board. Look closely at his body language. He is literally lying flat on a hotel bed, looking completely exhausted and defeated by these numbers. He even suggests pushing a gas bill or light bill as an alternative just to save face. When the top strategists are openly panicking on a split-screen podcast about how to spin basic election security, you know there is a massive shift happening behind the scenes. They are realizing that normal, everyday citizens are totally united on this one specific issue, and the old talking points are completely falling apart in real time. It's an incredibly rare moment of raw honesty that usually stays completely behind closed doors in Washington.
And if his patience is running out.
Look, the president spoke about this directly yesterday. His patience is running out. He wants to see as much of the Save America passed as possible by the August recess. He knows that's what the American people want to see passed. He was just traveling on...
Pause right here and look at the split screen. On top, you have the press secretary laying down an absolute ultimatum. And on the bottom, you have the former president walking through the halls looking completely unfazed. Notice the specific wording she uses regarding how patience is running out. That is not standard political jargon. That is a direct warning shot across the bow of the Senate. The strategy here is brilliant. They are leveraging the upcoming August recess as a ticking clock, forcing lawmakers to choose between their vacation time and passing the Save America Act. By explicitly framing this as something the everyday Americans are demanding with loud applause, they are stripping away the ability for opposing senators to hide behind complex procedural excuses. The pressure cooker is being cranked up to 100, and the visual of the press briefing matched with the behind-the-scenes walking footage creates this intense, movie-like anticipation. They are boxing the opposition into a corner where voting against this becomes a massive liability.
Third reconciliation bill, which of course is Republicans' best shot to get as much of the Save America Act into law as possible, in addition to funding our national defense and our farmers. Republicans support our troops, our farmers, and election security.
Check out the posture and the delivery here. Speaker Mike Johnson is standing there, completely surrounded by reporters, cameras flashing, and he does not stutter for a single millisecond. He is deliberately tying the Save America Act directly to the National Defense Authorization Act. This is a masterclass in legislative hardball. If you want to fund the military, if you want to support the farmers, you have to accept the election security measures attached to it. It is a strict package deal. By forcing these issues together, he is daring anyone to vote against the troops just to block voter ID requirements. The sheer confidence in his voice tells you everything you need to know about who holds the leverage right now. He knows the polling numbers we just talked about, and he is weaponizing that public support to ram this through. This isn't just a casual press update. It is a calculated public declaration that they are not backing down an inch on this legislation.
This news poll indicates overwhelming support for voter identification requirements. 83% favored the photo ID mandate for registering to vote. 77% supported for...
Look at these numbers on the screen right now. 83% and 77%. You almost never see those kinds of margins on any political issue in modern history. That is not just a simple majority. That is a complete and total supermajority consensus. It crosses party lines, demographics, and state borders. When 8 out of 10 people agree on something, it completely shatters the narrative that this is some fringe, highly controversial demand. The anchor delivers the stats completely straight, but the underlying shockwave is obvious. This graphical breakdown explains exactly why the insiders we saw earlier are sweating so much. They are trying to fight a tidal wave of public opinion with a squirt gun. Whenever you see a poll hitting the high 70s or 80s, it means the public debate is already over, and the politicians are just desperately scrambling to catch up with what the citizens have already decided is basic common sense. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.